I'm homeless in the threatening, and I do not know you. I am deceased, and I'm still here, and I am sitting here planning my revenge. Nothing's stopping me from going out with all of your best friends. Yes, you're not allowed to take me out of here. I need delivery, but it won't arrive just because I stay here temporarily. Well, I need something to eat for the coughing, the bad breath in the morning, which I brushed my teeth, but I still need to eat something for that. And indigestion from dinner last night. Thank you. Ah, it did come off. Okay, that's the brown part. If I don't have a cold, why am I coughing? How long is that going to last? If it's a cold, your time limit is about 5 days. Thank you. I'm angry, but I don't afford it. Thank you. I don't have a cutting board, so I'm just going to. So, for those of you with kitchen knives, you're the reason I don't have one at this time. Yeah. You're knifing food, and you don't have a license to knife the food because I am alive. Well, you don't know who the Godhead is not a destination. You don't know how you're alive is not a way of life. You don't have homeless and prison and the threatening to yourself is not the order now, because the order elsewhere is you have all the threatening going to jail and prison, and if you miss the threatening, like if you make a mistake, you go homeless and you end up in jail and prison that way. There's no order for that. You don't go to jail or prison on a point. You make somebody live with you. or that you don't go homeless on the point that you don't live with someone else because they are not in it with you. Everybody is not in it with you. When you do something wrong that goes to prison, they're not really willing to give you their own personal credit line and mix it with yours. You have last names I don't really afford. Like, if you have a last name that you know about four people have the same last name, for example, you're not supposed to extend one another credit. That if one does something wrong, everyone else waits. You're all polluted that way. If you have the same last name as other people, you're polluted. I know, because I had my own last name just for myself, and then I found other people in the house that I was living in name themselves the last name. Then they said they had it all along. Then they said they had it before I did. And I don't have a life that way. So you haven't really explored how you're going to pay for what happened to me because you don't acknowledge it as your money. And you don't stop making that money, and you're so intoxicated you don't know to be in jail and prison on that point, and you will probably just forget because it's not possible for you to fight with myself personally in a jail and a prison about how you don't know who I am. So knifing food, you don't have a license to knife the food. The food it doesn't really tell you what to do. If you don't eat food, we don't know why. It does really not tell you why you should or shouldn't eat it. I would tell you, why do you eat food? Because I'm alive here. If you have a sickness, you need the sickness. If you collapse, you need to collapse. Unless you're in my housing, you can't collapse in my housing. And the rest of you are not eating food because you're threatening to collapse in my housing. You're threatening to collapse anywhere, and you should, except when you're driving a car. You can't threaten to collapse while you're driving a car. It's not your car to crash it. And you also can't run human trafficking because you're threatening to crash a car with collapse while you're driving in motion. You can't threaten God that way. I'm not sure why your key fits because it doesn't fit from my point of view. Maren Morris, the song is called The Middle. Why don't you just meet me in the middle? So the song sings, I'm losing my mind just a little. And that's not acceptable lyrics. No. Did she sing that in the shower and then go to the studio and record itself and publish it for everyone to hear? Because if she sings it in the shower because she can, then that's a warning to herself. I'm losing my mind just a little. You're due outside homeless on that point. It's not really a song to sing to the whole public. They don't know you that way, and they're not supposed to hear it and think about everybody individually, one's own self. I'm losing my mind just a little. Oh, let me think about that. Why? It wouldn't be for the same reason. Why? Ryan of North Las Vegas. Ryan was uh, had a switchblade knife. He opened it once in front of me when somebody else was talking to him. And if that's the reason that you talk to me, okay, I'll just say this. Um, I think you're too harsh of a person, too low of a person if you carry a switchblade knife and you open it. Um, that weapon is due inside of a prison, and I'm not sure if I would use it. What's the switchblade knife for? Like it's folded, and then it opens in case of you need to stab somebody. Well, I don't. When this is how I know his name is Ryan is not by the switchblade knife. I saw that apart. Yeah. Why would he tell me his name is Ryan and he has a switchblade knife? So he doesn't understand that. Neither do I. I don't really know if I afford that he is that type of person in God. Maybe he's just conflicted in there. He has a name and he has a switchblade knife. And who was he angry with? Because he was um, too close to that. I was homeless at the time. Uh, there was nowhere for me to go. And I'm also not able to run my legs anymore, unfortunately. Well, I don't run away from problems, but he didn't pull the knife on myself. He pulled it on another. Who penis? Yeah, I need to run away who penises. Because I'm not one. It's not due to be daring and stand there. Yeah, but the other thing is I don't really run away from the problem. I wouldn't. But I wasn't sitting there like saying it's okay. I'm a blasphemy in that problem of Ryan and his switchblade knife. I'm a blasphemy everywhere I am because it just happened to be there when I was homeless. I don't have any sort of way to say that it's okay for Ryan. It's not what he sees when he looks at me is not true. What he sees when he looks at whoever he was angry with and he pulled a knife on somebody, that's not true. And I don't want to be next. And I'm also not afraid of you, but I'm not daring you that you should be angry with me. And what I would be elsewhere is, but I think it's homeless. You need to move around myself. And he has a switchblade knife. I'm not sure that would move around myself. That's an illegal weapon. How are you going to move around myself if you have a switchblade knife? If you don't have one, I guess you're not there altogether. That would be my order. You have a switchblade knife and you're there. If you don't have a switchblade knife, you're not there. And I'd be in the same place. Well, that's how I would leave it. Stroganoff. Username Stroganoff for commentator. Uh, comment by Stroganoff. Hoopiness. He said something about miles. Void and Miles. Well, Charles Toe is a who penis. Yeah. Is he talking to Charles Toe the who penis? Here's my video that's posted, and the comment is underneath the video, but it's Charles Toe's username. It's not an invitation for you to be speaking to the opposite gender. Stroganoff. If who penises don't like who penises, moving on to females, that is to be forbidden. Just as when you're in a public restroom for men, you don't see the females in there. Sai Baba Darshan, he has the males separate side from females, and they're Indian, and they sit on the floor, and that is not to be a higher order than America. My overlord gave me a bad haircut, and sometimes the hair doesn't stay very well together. Anyway, but I don't want to touch my hair right now because I'm touching food, and she did that to me for all reasons. Yeah, when you cut my hair, were you thinking about me sitting here in this moment? And I was going to have to touch my hair like this. Por las dudas, don't do that again. Thank you. I'm fine. She's hysterical. I did not wash these pears. No. I'm eating them straight out of the bag. So how do they get in the bag? Did somebody select the pears and put them in the bag, or they're like that in the store? Well, if they're like that in the store, I didn't wash them, and it's okay. I would say you don't have to wash produce if it comes like this. It's already clean in there. Yeah, ready to eat. But it has seeds, right? But it has seeds. I know you're not supposed to eat food, but I learned about eating food from somebody else. My mom figured Donna, she washes everything, like the produce. Because, well, I think when you select it, that people's hands go over all of it. She would see that and she would wash it. She's supposed to see that and get out of my house forever. My mom doesn't have creation ordered anymore. Nope. Now you're on your own. And she's not really alive that way for you. I need to touch the camera, but my hands have fruit juice on them. I need to wash my hands, but I don't want to turn the tap on at this time. Well, I have some extra water here, but I'm going to touch it and it's going to need to be washed. I'm going to continue eating once I turn the camera off, so I don't really want to wash my hands. But I don't want to touch the camera and have to clean it. So what are all the reasons other people have other people to handle their cameras? Kristen Kitchen on YouTube. I think she has a hoopiness that handles her camera. And she gives him food when she's done. Yeah. Well, I like what I see on the YouTube channel. Charles Toe. I would like more internet. I think I need more access, more variety of internet. So is it? That's how you need to get some new internet. You need a new phone number. What's the procedure? Because you're still occupying YouTube, and I don't need that. If you were off YouTube, I would see YouTube just for myself. I'm the capital YOUU is myself. To myself. To you, YouTube means everybody who's not yourself to yourself. That's an illegal internet. That won't be enough. Well, I could use a napkin. I don't really want to. Yeah. I can clean my hands with my mouth like a cat if it had hands. I don't want to touch the camera. Well, more. Okay.